Someone left a rude comment on my video telling me to eat less. I know I'm overweight and the camera makes it look even worse. But I want to change my life and live healthier, so I decided to walk more today. I headed out into town to run some errands. I brought my empty bottles with me to return, but first I shipped a package for an item I sold on Vinted. It was barely €2, but every little bit adds up, and at least this unwanted item found a new owner who can still use it. After shipping the package, I went to Aldi, returned the empty bottles, and picked up a few things. I got one of my favorites, pistachios, which were on sale, and some nice lemon-scented bright yellow trash bags that make me happy just by looking at them. Finally, a Milka chocolate bar made its way into my cart as well. I know I shouldn't have, but it comes with a sweepstakes to win a trip to London, so I couldn't pass up the chance. After that, I also stopped by the post office, where in a very old-fashioned way, I had to verify my identity to a person to get my package. There is a little surprise inside, but I won't reveal it just yet, only later. Then I came back home. Take a look at my step count at the end of the day. Subscribe to the channel to see where I will go tomorrow and join me next time too. Welcome to day 2 of my daily walks. Today I was going to the doctor. I had time to enjoy the quiet walk and the fresh air. But things can change fast. Right when I stepped into the seat, I heard the loud siren. An ambulance was coming with flashing lights. To be honest, it scared me. My heart jumped and I had to run fast to get out of the way. I made a mistake. I didn't look around carefully before stepping off the sidewalk. So learn from me. Always look up, look both ways, and be careful when you cross the street. Every time I see an ambulance, I say a short prayer for the person inside. I pray that the doctors arrive in time and everything turns out well. On the other side, I felt fine. I took a breath and went on. Life is full of surprises, but we must keep moving forward. See you tomorrow for day 3. On my way to work, I heard a news report about a newly identified type of alien called the Nordic alien. According to the data, they look exactly like average tall blonde Scandinavian men who happen to communicate entirely through telepathy. Returning to work after sick leave was incredibly difficult, and picking up the item again feels like a real struggle. Standing outside, I couldn't help but wish I could just work from home, staying cool and managing my own time. But listening to this podcast during my morning commute actually put me in a much better mood. Then again, maybe they aren't even UFOs, just average introverted Swedes avoiding small talk. Fun fact, a UFO sighting was actually recorded at this bus station in the past. It seems like these alien visits are not as unusual as many people think, according to the records. True, we weren't visited by handsome Nordic guys back then, but merely by floating, glowing spheres. Are there any UFOs where you live? Let me know in the comments and come walk with me tomorrow too. Today I completely broke my personal fitness record by walking a crazy number of steps. Honestly, I'm tired as a dog, but at the same time I'm extremely proud of myself. A big part of it came from a long morning walk during my shift. You cannot film personal videos while on the clock because it can cause serious trouble, so of course I kept my camera off. But right after work, the marathon continued. Look at these beautiful flowers on the street. They were the perfect motivation to keep going. I had to run some endless errands, hitting the bank, grocery shopping, and then squeezing in a quick look at the second-hand shop. I barely have time to pull out my phone to record, so you just see me walking, but trust me, behind these calm clips was a non-stop high-energy day. In the end, the counter stopped at exactly 18,080 steps. Subscribe to see my next day. Today wasn't about breaking step records, it was about a massive mental win. I had a long, highly stressful administrative day at work where filming wasn't an option. Fridays are usually my biggest trigger for stress eating. Once the week ends, the urge to binge almost always hits me. Tonight I saw it coming. My first instinct was to force myself to go out and walk more just to increase my step count. But then I stopped. I realized that preventing a binge was way more important than any number on my screen. So I ate my dinner. When I still felt hungry, I had 3 low-calorie pickles to satisfy the craving, and then I went straight to bed early to protect myself. Sometimes a lifestyle change isn't about pushing your physical limits, it's about choosing your mental health. Subscribe and keep in touch. Every time I pass by this area on my usual walk, I can't help but remember that a murder once happened in one of the apartments in this building. I won't go into details now, but if you subscribe and want to hear it, I can tell you the story. But until then, I have to keep moving because life goes on and on. And as you can see, I had my usual errands to run today as well. I went to Aldi, returned the bottles, and then picked up some healthy fruits and vegetables plus a little Turkish ayran. It's a salted yogurt drink. You have probably heard of it, but if you haven't, definitely try it because it's delicious. Afterwards, I took a look at these beautiful flowers along the way with butterflies fluttering above them. Then I stopped by a second-hand shop and bought myself a few nice clothes. By the end of the day, I worked a lot again. So that's all for today. Subscribe and come work with me tomorrow too. Growing up, I was taught to deeply respect two things, God and family. You may think European and Asian cultures are completely different, but these are the things that matter most. Today is Sunday, which means family time. After attending morning mass, I always go to visit my family. Since I'm over 50 and live on my own, I'm still the one who visits them, which has one huge benefit. I don't have to cook. My family is very small, but these ties always bring us together. Since most people don't work, it's the perfect opportunity to slow down, sit around the table and talk. And of course, our family lunch has a very specific taste. We always start with the traditional chicken soup. We cannot pass the day without it. For the main course, we had meat with fresh seasonal new potatoes with parsley. But the absolute star of the day was the dessert, a huge portion of poppy seed bread pudding. I know that it's in certain places like South Korea, handling this amount of poppy seeds would actually be illegal under strict laws. But here it's just a comfort food. On this day, the diet is officially on pause. It's all about relaxing and nurturing our connections. After lunch, I always like to take the long way home, walking through the quiet streets. When the town is completely still, it's the perfect way to process the week. It gives me time to just breathe, enjoy the fresh air, and mentally prepare for Monday ahead without any rush. Thank you for walking with me today.